Oh, there it is. It's here. Oh, sorry, Dexter. God, I've scared the dog. It is so dark and rainy. I'm filming this a whole week before it's going to go live because next week I've got a really busy week in London. And it is just so dismal out there. It's been dismal for the whole week. And it's really dark. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm stood right next to the window. It's really dark out there and horrendously rainy. And it makes it really hard to film. Not only because everything is dark, but because I just have no enthusiasm. I have cranked the heating up, which I don't normally do. But actually, to get myself in the mood to film in the winter, I do turn the heating up past 19. It goes on to 19.5. I know some people will be horrified by that temperature, but actually, in the winter, I'm never cold, and I'm a really cold person. That's just a comfortable temperature. And in the winter, you might need a bit of a cardi. Everyone keeps talking about spring. Spring is not here. Spring will not be here for ages. Don't get excited because all these beige cut-off pedal pushers you're buying and whatnot, you're not going to be able to wear them until May. Okay, just putting that out there. Right, favourites. My first thing actually is footwear. Now these probably won't be available by the time this video goes live, but it's worth checking, and I'll put all of the links in the description box below. These boots, oh my god. Let me just find them. Hold on. My bedroom's a real mess, by the way, so I'm sorry about that. I have been looking for the perfect pair of winter boots since October. I've had 11 pairs of boots delivered to my house in that time, and I've sent 11 pairs back. All of this time, the boots that I wanted were right under my nose on the Whistles website. So basically, I wanted a pair of Western boots, like cowboy boots, I suppose, but not too cowboyish. I've got a pair of cowboy boots already, but that Western shape. Didn't want too much of a pointy toe, but I also wanted these boots to look smart. So sort of Western boot inspired, but not a cowboy boot. I'm going to cut in some video that I took yesterday when I first got them because that video is so much better. But, oh my god, they're just perfect. They've got a squared off toe, so they're not pinchy on the toes. The leather just feels amazing and really, really expensive. They're brilliantly made. They have got that sort of wide top to them. I really like. It's like a little bit Isabel Marant. Do you know what I mean? And they're just so cool. Absolutely, as the young generation would say, obsessed. I did a little reel showing what I would wear with them because someone was like, yeah, but what would you wear them with? Everything, Susan, everything. This is a bit of a rediscovery and I am so pleased. I remember when this launched. It's the Toleriane Ultra Nuit Night Cream from La Roche-Posay. And I used this religiously. I started using it again last month and it's incredible. Really well priced, and it's a really rich but non-greasy night cream that is perfect if you've got sensitive skin, perfect if your skin is really dry and you just don't know what to do with it, but you don't want any sort of greasiness on the skin. Great if you have dry skin in between your retinoid nights, or you've overdone it with, I don't know, exfoliants and stuff like that. Just for getting the skin back on an even keel. Can't go wrong. It's also really good for travel because it's not in a big pot. It's just in this pump action bottle, so it's not going to break. It's really lightweight. It's very, very easy to use. I'm also partial, and I don't know about you, to things that aren't in pots because I get my nails done, I get my gels done, and so they're always, I don't have them really long ever, but they're always sort of longer than the end of my actual finger. And so scooping stuff, especially thicker creams, out of jars really annoys me because it just gets in my nails. I know you're supposed to use the spatula thing or whatever, but I don't. I end up digging backwards with my nails. Does anyone else do that? To sort of ripple the product that way and then I apply it. So Also, you've got like the whole taking the lid off. I know this is really lazy, but my favourite thing for dispensing products is pump action bottles, whether it's an eye cream, a face cream, a cleanser. I just love them. And also easy to travel with. So that is my second favourite thing. I'm going to stay in here. I just need to go and get something for my third favourite. Okay, I did a whole reel about this on Instagram. So I'd seen these online, the drowsy sleep masks. I use a sleep mask a lot because when I travel, people can't get their head around this, but for some of you it will make sense. I like to keep all the lights on, or at least a light on in the room where I'm sleeping, because I'm normally on my own. And because of that, I can't get to sleep, so I have to put a sleep mask on. Now, a lot of people have said, that's ridiculous, just turn the light off. But they don't understand the psyche behind this. So, and a lot of people did message me in solidarity with this. I have this irrational thing where if the lights are on, people will think, like whatever it is, the hotel burglar, whoever, murderer, will think I'm awake and therefore not an easy target. For this reason, this is madness, even if I'm on like the 8th floor, I keep the curtains open just a tiny bit so that anyone outside, like Spider-Man who is suckered to the window, will think, not going in that one, she's awake. Won't try that safe. I know it's crazy, but I've always been like this. And I actually don't think it will be that rare a thing. I think there'll be lots of you saying I do the same thing. So I use a sleep mask a lot, and normally I have one of those silk slip masks, which are really beautiful, really good. And so when I heard people talking about this, I thought, I don't need that. I'll tell you why it's so good. Look at this. Look how big it is. You cannot, there is no light creeping through that whatsoever. It is just like a massive light excluder. This is such a shit description. In my reel, I said it's the difference between having curtains and blackout blinds. It's really, really sort of squidgy and lovely. And a little bonus is that, look, it covers the ears as well. Now, it doesn't block out any sound really, but there's a really nice feeling of everything just being muffled a bit, and you're sort of cocooned in your own little space. I can imagine it'd be brilliant on an aeroplane if you're a frequent aeroplane traveller, flyer. I will test it out next time I'm on a plane. Don't know when that will be, but I'll let you know. Lots of people mentioning the price, and you know what, these silk sleep masks, they are expensive. So is the slip one. But I have to say, for the additional silk that you have on this, I'd say it's sort of 3 times as much silk as you get on the slip mask, and it just being a bigger, just a different product, much more cushioned. It's not that much more expensive than the slip one. But yeah, they're luxury items. There's no getting away from that. But beautiful silk, beautifully made, and if you use one regularly, then it's a no-brainer because you're just going to get so much use out of it. Right, we need to go and find my 4th favourite, which is a book. And, oh, where have I put it? Where have I put it? I can see the cover in my head because I was talking about my cat being really scary, and then the book was there next to me, and it's got a scary picture of a cat on it. We're just going to have to do the 5th thing and come back to the book. If you go to the theatre once this year, make it a trip to go and see Bluebeard. It's on for the next 6 more weeks, I think. It is absolutely brilliant.
Bluebeard is an ancient wonder tale that has been passed down from generation to generation. It's about a young woman who meets a charismatic older man with a blue beard. She marries him and all is well. Then one day he goes away on business and he says, "You enjoy my house, except don't go into this one room." And he leaves a key and says she must not use it. So what does she do? She opens the door and she goes inside. And in it, she finds the bodies of all the murdered wives that have gone before her. Now, at this point, there are many different versions of the story, but can you guess what happens in mine?
I don't want to spoil it for you, but you start off and it feels like you've gone to see the most incredible cabaret, okay? But you know you're watching it on stage, so you know that it's a performance, a play, but she's got this magical way of making everything all about music and dance as well as the actual play and the script. And so you're just sort of bombarded with all of these incredible, it's almost like too much for your brain to take in sometimes. It's so clever. Even if you're the type of person that doesn't think that you like theatre, you will love this. Oh, there it is! It's here. Oh, sorry, Dexter. God, I've scared the dog. So, book of the year last year was Jodie Chapman's Oh Sister, I think. And I am going to do a book video, but it was just... It's just... So, the subject matter, A, is fascinating. B, it's quite horrific, but so gripping. C, Jodie Chapman could write honestly about paint drying on a wall, and the way that she writes for me is so easy to read and engaging and clever, but without anything extra added. It's sort of poetic, but it's sparse, and it's just, it flows. There's nothing that irks you. That put together with the fact that she's talking about it moves between three different characters, which I love. I love books that do that, keeps it choppy and keeps me wanting more because I can't wait to get back to a certain character and follow a different story thread. It's just so good. That's coming out in paperback soon, but you can still buy the hardback. Obviously, that's been out for a while, so I'll link to that below. That was my book of the year last year. I've got a feeling that my book of the year this year, I thought this was new, but when I looked, this is one of Claire Keegan's first collections of short stories, 1999. Claire Keegan is, I just think, I read a lot and not very many things grab me in the same way that her writing grabs me. I just think she's incredibly fine. And the amount that she packs into a short story, it's like a jewellery box. You open it up and it's just everything that gets unpacked from it is a treasure. You know, it really makes you think. Or there's a turn of phrase that she uses that's never been used before. She's really unique, but at the same time, everything that she writes feels very familiar. I don't know how to put across how much I enjoyed reading this collection. Especially the first story. I was just like, what the hell, when it got to the end. I had a feeling it would go in that direction, but I was hoping that it wouldn't, and then it did, and it just left me feeling so kind of drained of hope. Read it, it'll make you so happy. After each short story, I felt like I needed to talk it through with somebody, but couldn't, because maybe I should do a book club where we all read it together and then we chat it through. I've been meaning to do that for ages, but then I don't know how that would work. How would you be involved in chatting about the books? If anyone's got ideas of how we could make that happen, pop them in the comments below. Because I'd really like to do that, even though I'm not sure that I'm quite the best at talking about what I think about books live, because I like to think through what I'm saying and I'm better at writing it down. But it could be quite a nice thing to do. Let me know what you think. Anyway, that I just got from Amazon. But I'm sure you can get it in all good bookshops. And I just thought it was excellent. It would definitely be in my December books and chocks Christmas presents list, that's for sure. Also, it's got a good cover, hasn't it? Right, that was my February favourites. I will see you in the next video. I was going to take you with me then to walk downstairs and make my lunch, but I thought, you know what, no, you've suffered enough.